You know, when I was here about 14 years ago, and I was invited to come down and work with Julia, um, my I was really impressed, especially with Julia. That was my biggest impression. And I had never done printmaking before, and so it was a really a new experience, which I was told as a young person never to take printmaking because it was too involved, because I was in ceramics, and ceramics is involved, so the two would conflict. And so this is a really great opportunity for me to come in and work with her. And I felt easily guided through the process, and and then I was able to make prints, which I'd always dreamed of doing. So that was kind of one of my biggest impressions. But also, the setting of Sitka was exceptionally beautiful. And I live in Seattle, and it's like very busy, and it seems like everyday constraints kind of put your studio work kind of on hold. So coming down to this very beautiful, peaceful place was extremely valuable. And also, when I was working in this printmaking studio, it gave me an insight into why it was so involved. And it's very, very much like my own media, which is ceramics, which is totally a lot of technical information that you have to know. And it involved learning something about printmaking, and it's very similar to ceramics in a lot of ways, in that you're inscribing into the material itself to get an impression of an idea, and the thoughts that you have about this product you're working on. And so I see a big similarity in the way that you actually work with material. And but it was a little more exacting for me, so I had to ceramics, clay is a little more forgiving, so I had to kind of have a little bit more idea of what I was going to do initially. So that was good for me to learn to kind of pre-plan things, which printmaking kind of demands, I think. Well, when I look back at my career, and I look back on all my work, the series that I've done over the years, I kind of think of it as kind of a visual diary, and so I can look at periods of my work and say, this is what happened. And so in a way, what I'm doing at this workshop now that I'm working on this print now, it really has to do with, I'm kind of a TV junkie. I hate to admit that. And I watch news constantly, and it's, on pretty much a lot. And also I read 2 newspapers a day in the morning. That take about an hour and a half to read my newspapers and have 4 cups of coffee. And so I am really, I'm really affected by what I see in the news. And so some of my work becomes political. It's not intentional, but it just seems to be deep inside me, and it's a way of maybe getting all this kind of incessant need to get these ideas out of my system. And so my artwork gives me that kind of play, and also a way of expelling some of these ideas. And I think it's like going to a shrink. The print that I'm working on is called Curtain Call, and it's about the environment and about what's happening in today's world. I'm really honored for Jordan Schnitzer to sponsor this program in printmaking. I work in ceramics, and for me to come in and to be able to work with Julia, it's really an honor, especially with her background. She has an amazing background. And so when I'm working in printmaking, it affords me time and also a place and space to be able to think clearly about this particular media. And she is an incredible guide, because this particular media is so technically involved that it's very, very difficult to understand it very immediately. I think you have to kind of keep coming back. Just kidding, Jordan. But not really. But anyway, I'm very, very I'm pleased to be here, and I wish that I could come back every year, but no, I think it's really a great program. So I thank him very much for doing this for all these artists.